just feel like this is so dangerous, Brittany.
It is dangerous. I agree with you. It's like a bold move.
It's a really bold move.
Yeah.
But keeping Kristen is like, first of all, it was a bold move, and it was dangerous for me to put Kristen and Hayden up next to each other. Mm-hmm. Then, now, keeping Kristen, doing what Hayden wants and almost guaranteeing that Kristen stays is an even more bold move, because that means that Kristen's here, and we don't really know what she's going to do. Just like I told you, like, or I didn't tell you, I think I told Brendan, like, last night, she was like, well, Hayden might make a deal with someone, and I might make a deal with someone, but Hayden and I are ultimately working together.
And you were like, that doesn't make any sense.
No. So, because Brendan and I would never make a deal with someone if we make a deal with someone, it's Brendan and I making a deal with someone.
Right. So do you think that I should use the POV on Hayden, get the 2 weeks that I want out of him, and Kristen could still possibly go home?
If we could do that, that would be perfect. Like, perfect. Because Hayden said the same thing to me, but I was like, you can't pull me off the block. I was like, so Hayden and I don't have that POV deal, but we have the HOH deal. He won't put me and Brendan up for 2 weeks.
Right.
So if
I pull off Hayden, Kathy goes up, I think the house is going to do whatever you want.
I just don't know. What do you think Lane and Enzo will do?
Out of Hayden.
Yeah, I know. And that's great for you, great for us.
I think Lane and Enzo, just the way that they're playing this game, like...
They'll do what we want.
They'll do what we want, and they're going to do whatever they can to not cause a rift in the house. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, they would want to do...
Brittany, you
what
also have
everyone
to
in
think
the house wanted to do.
For your game, that if Kristen stays, and then if it's me and Brendan and Kristen and Hayden, that's 2 really strong alliances.
For me
and for
to go
you.
against.
Yeah.
I know, but I think if Hayden and Kristen make it this week, I don't think they'll make it much longer.
You don't think
because
so?
now the whole house knows they're in an alliance, and the whole house will want to bust up that alliance.
You don't think they'll try to bust up Brendan and I first?
They might.
I know. That's what I'm scared of.
Like, known alliances like that are obviously the most dangerous. Obviously, you and Brendan are going to have a bigger target than Matt or Reagan or me, because everybody knows you guys are together. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Same thing with Kristen and Hayden now. They were trying to fly under the radar and be, like, secretive. But now, at least, this is something I'm thinking about, too. If Hayden and Kristen are here, it does take the target off of you and Brendan a little bit.
Yeah.
Not completely, but at least you share it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at least you share the
honestly,
target.
Brittany, like, you can trust Brendan and I 100%. Like, we are, like, so, like, we love you. And I do not want you to go. Like, I want you and I to play this game together. Even, I don't know, like, Brendan could get voted out. I could get voted out. And leaving one of us in the house still, I would still want one of us to be able to, like, be with you and work with you.
Yeah, for sure. I think that, like, you and me could go, like, super far in this game.
I think so, too, Brittany. And I think that, obviously my goal is to protect Brendan, too, and keep him here, too. But I do think we could go super far, and...
I feel like eventually, you and Brendan are going to get split up, if I'm just being honest with you.
No, I feel like that, too.
Like,
and I
even
just
if
don't
you
know
guys
if the house is going to pick me or Brendan.
I think the house would 100% pick you to stay.
To stay? I just don't know.
I think because Brendan, they feel like Brendan is such a competitor. And you're a competitor too, obviously. But they see you and Brendan being pretty much even kill on mental games and him a little bit stronger on physical games. And that's just a guess. Nobody has told me that.
I know.
But if I had to guess, I think that you would definitely stay over Brendan. I would obviously pick you to stay over Brendan.
I know, I just don't want it to have to come to that. Like,
I know you don't, but I feel like hopefully you can put that off as late as possible. You can put it off till never if the game gets played right.
Yeah, I know.
But I feel like it's just, you guys do just have such a target on your back.
I know.
Because
and that's why I'm scared, because...
You know what I mean? It's easy for someone to say, they're in an alliance.
Put them up, I know.
Whereas somebody like Enzo or Lane or Matt, who doesn't have any alliances, what's their reason?
I know.
You know what I mean?
But that's why I'm scared about Kristen and Hayden, because and even for you, Brittany, like, while you know where Brendan and I stand, we don't know where Kristen stands. And she could lie. Like, just last week, Kristen was coming after us. If she won HOH this week, there's no doubt in my mind that she would be putting us up.
Right.
No doubt in my mind.
Me either. She would have totally put me up, too.
She would have won POV yesterday. This would all be different.
This would all be different.
And she would be coming after us. And
100%.
she would be, her and Kathy would be, like, going at it, like, talking about so much smack to us.
Speaking of, Kathy is like, since when did Kathy decide that she wanted to play the game?
Oh, since she thinks she's going to go home, I guess. Why was she doing?
She's freaking trying to game talk everybody, like, nonstop. And she's acting weird, like, just, like, saying things to people, like, saying stuff to Reagan about, I don't know, I think she's trying to secure votes when she's not even on the block yet.
I know, I think so, too.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you need to freaking relax.
I don't even think she's trying to play the game. I think her game was to make it to the jury house and to try to lay low and try to fucking be a maid service and tout service, and then
now she thinks she might not make it to the jury house, and she's freaking
out. I know.
And based on principle alone, which I know isn't something that we need to base our decisions off of in this game, she doesn't deserve to make it to the jury house.
I don't think so either. The only problem is that we have a chance to get rid of, like, our enemy, and can you really make an enemy a frenemy? You know what I mean? Like, we have a chance right now to get rid of our biggest enemy. Like, she's burned you, she burned me. I mean, I'm telling you, when I was HOH the second time, the first time, like, everyone was up in my ear, but it was really, like, a lot of Kristen. And she has good arguments, and she's manipulative. So, to me, that's kind of, like, huge. You know what I mean? Because if she's that manipulative with me, and I know I can usually see manipulative people, then how is she with Hayden, who is easily manipulated?
Right.
And I do trust Hayden. I think if he said you have a 2-week deal and he'll pull you off POV, then you have a 2-week deal with him.
I think that Hayden is trustworthy.
I think so too.
I really, really, really do.
I do too. I just don't.
And I think that Hayden and Kristen are together, but I think that he's here for himself.
I think so too.
Because he knows that he had a better chance, that they as a pair have a way better chance of staying if I pull off Kristen.
Right.